Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications of whenever I'm dropping content on the channel. And now onto the topic of this video. It's Monday the 15th of May and this is part 13 of my hero skin series. I haven't done one of these for a while just because the devs were dropping so many skins, and to be honest I just didn't want to bombard you all. But today we have a new skin in the game. It is for Sakura. Now Sakura is the SX1 archer hero. To be honest with you, I've been expecting a skin for her pretty much since hero skins came out. I just thought she would be a really suitable hero for one. Devs have finally dropped one, what, 6-7 months into having skins. Gochiyo Moriya the Sakura Samurai. So let's have a look at how you can obtain her. So she's available from after SX1, which obviously is SX1 is the season she comes out. So after one season you'll immediately be able to get a hero skin for her. As usual, you need the Precious Hero Collection boxes, which you have to purchase in packs, and you will have a 1.4% chance to get the Sakura Samurai hero skin for her, which is all pretty standard stuff. What that tells us is that with these price points as well, is that she's a standard hero skin. It's not a higher level one like you've seen from like Warden or Spectral Reaper, etc. So let's have a look at her attributes. So bio attributes, you're going to be able to max her and obtain an extra 12% army might, 9% tactical might, 8% army HP, which is very decent just after SX1, 6% army defense, 3% on your tactical resistance, and 1.5% extra troop damage. Of course, troop damage, HP are kind of core, most important attributes. These are really good stats for that early in the game. It would make a significant difference, I think, for players that are at that stage in the game, maybe in the earlier states. For those of us that are later in the game, it's going to have to look at like the combos and how she fits in with the current meta combos for her, whether this is actually going to boost her very much, because archers still struggle, of course, in many combinations, particularly against, you know, the Arslan combo. So that's the bio attributes. Let's just have a quick look and a comparison against Bleeding Steed's X1 hero skin, Wind of Banners. Now this is Wind of Banners is a bit more of a balanced skin basically, so you can see that Wind of Banners will give you the same amount of might and defense, the same amount of tactical might and tactical resistance, but then the HP and the troop damage is the same. So not a big difference in these, but obviously with Sakura doing a lot of skill damage, then the additional tactical might for her is a decent addition. Now let's have a look at this inheriting skill, always really key to a hero skin. And for Sakura's, again, I was wondering what they were going to do. They have boosted her Senbon Sakura, which usually is for the first 2 turns. 2 random squads will move first in the friendly squads. On the second turn, it deals up to 687% damage to 2 random enemy squads. Swirling Sakura is the inheriting skill on the skin. This is then changing the additions, so you in the first 2 rounds, all 3 of your squads take action first against an opponent. So even though these are archers, if you are up against cavalry who have usually traditionally got a quicker combat speed, or they almost always do have a quicker combat speed than archers, actually if you've got this Sakura skin activated with the inheriting skill unlocked, the first 2 rounds all of your squads are going to go first. In the second round it's going to deal 687% damage to all 3 of the enemy squads, so you're getting an extra 687% damage. Now again, this preserving skill is very beneficial because unlike some of the other preserving skills, which are maybe, say, boosting the percentage damage to a skill that only has a certain chance of activating, this is a guaranteed benefit every battle. It is definitely giving an additional squad, so all of your squads, the ability to go first in those first 2 rounds. It's giving you a guaranteed 1 time 687% damage. I think that's pretty good out of like various other skins which aren't giving you anything guaranteed. All of these benefits are guaranteed. And we'll talk about why the preserving skill is going to be beneficial to her meta combos in a minute as well with the other heroes that she'll work with. On top of that, she's got the usual preserving skill for a standard hero skin. So it's going to trigger prep pre-battle. It's effective range of 2. It will target all 3 of the random friendly squads. It's going to give her squad minus 5% skill damage, and it's going to give an extra 2.5% might and resistance to all of the squads in her legion. That's very standard for these kind of preserving skills. So this is Sakura. Now, what combos is she going to work with? Well, we've already seen recently, obviously, that we've had Boudica come into the game as the latest exclusive hero. What's that going to do? If we just come out of here and go into my heroes for a second, basically, if you are putting this skin with Boudica, you can see on Boudica's 5th skill, it has natural when dealing skill damage, 30% chance to deal the destructive strike to the target, which is the extra 200% damage multiplier. If Boudica acts before all enemy squads do, increases her chance to cast skills and destructive strike by 20%. So this does give basically the chance of, this will guarantee the extra percentage chance applying itself to her skills and also the destructive strike in the first 2 rounds. So it would be beneficial because, again, Sakura is boosting damage and also reducing the ability, is increasing the damage that the opponent takes in those rounds. So what you're wanting to do is to just basically do as much damage as you can in rounds 1 and 2. It's also going to synergize nicely with Ethelfred. Ethelfred, of course, one of the more recent SX heroes, and with her 5th skill as well. If Ethelfred casts this skill ahead of any enemy squads, the skill will deal 240% more damage, and that's to 2 random enemy squads, and it's a 60% chance. So that's pretty good. And Ethelfred can do a lot of damage anyway with all these skills. The other thing to remember is with Ethelfred's 8th skill is that her squad ignores 40% base resistance of the enemy while dealing damage in the first 3 rounds. So all of that synergizes nicely with what this ability is doing from her inheriting skill. So for me, this is probably actually the best combo, I think. I know devs have put Boudica, Sakura, Boudica, Sakura, Elk, but I just don't see Elk getting the most out of that combo. She also can work with Belisarius, which is obviously a ranged archer hero. He also works with being boosted by combat speed if he's going quicker than the opponent. And you might have seen it synergizes with Hunk as well. Hunk delays damage to yourselves, so you can potentially, it can be you can have early round combinations where you've got Hunk, Sakura, Ethelfred, something like that. As an example, I know the devs have put Ramses as an option as well, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But let's have a look at what I've done today in the arena. So if we quickly go to the arena, I'll just show you kind of the outcome of my battles. So I've tried these combos, and I started like with the weakest opponents' legion strengths in the arena, and against, for instance, Lawman, Warhammer, Immortal, it won easily. Don't forget, this is archers against cavalry. Same against Swazim. This was a Brave Elcid Avalanche combo. It did win within 3 rounds, so it did exactly what you're expecting on the tin. Then it got a bit tougher. This is Arslan Steed Warhammer combo. Of course, archers are going to really struggle against footmen, and I lost narrowly, but I think the actual strengths of the combos were quite similar. And then, I managed to beat. This was Dubs's combo was Lawman, Steed, Warhammer, which I beat, which I was quite surprised at, to be honest. And then we basically lost most of the other ones where I was trying against, this Arslan Reaver healer combo. I don't think it's going to be able to beat that ever, unless you've got a serious mismatch against like your where you're much more powerful in terms of your tech and your gear and everything. And then, yeah, I just swapped it over a little bit, and I did hunk Ramsey's Sakura, and I did win one battle, but then with this combo had John in it, which, you know, isn't very OP. And then, but I think it did have a better result than when I was up against that same combo here. So I don't know, maybe this is not such a bad combo. But and then I tried against Erhan, because he's one of the strongest players in our state, and obviously this combo that he was running, which was Ramsey's, I think it was all archers, Ramsey's, Cleo, Esselfred, easily beat my combo of Hunk, Ramsey's, Sakura. And then I've just been up against Brian. He's taken me on again in the arena, and he's beaten me as well quite easily. So I would say that this skin is an improvement. If you're earlier in the game, I think it's almost certainly going to be worth getting, because you would usually use Sakura like in a defensive combo quite often, or even like maybe an attacking combo that early in the game. For those of us later on, I don't know. You again, like I said in my Boudica video, you can use this combo as a defensive combo, because it's doing a lot of quick damage, and it's quite a lot of it is not 100% guaranteed, but it's high chance damage, which is usually what you want to kind of see from a defensive combo, to try and knock down, you know, reduce your opponent's legion as much as possible before it gets into kind of your other main legions in your castle. Final thing that I always do is just kind of look at the design works. Obviously, she is always a samurai. Got some pretty cool samurai armor here, and she's got like a dynamic bow with this lighting effect on it. The different kind of images. Oh, I've gone to the wrong thing. Here we go. So this is the basic preview with her with a blurred background. Then we've got this kind of, looks like some kind of, she's in front of a big tor, isn't she? Ancient Japanese arch gate. So, and then finally the preservation, you should have a bit of interaction here. Maybe she's going to fire off the arrow, or maybe not. We've just got some petals floating around her, and it looks like cherry blossom swaying in the wind behind her, compared to, yeah, that's what it is. So Sakura, I've been waiting for this for a long time. I am actually glad that devs did a skin for Sakura. I think she's one of the, I think she's one of the best heroes in the game in terms of her longevity and how you can use her in different combos, and the fact that she's got that unique abilities in terms of the actioning first. So that all works really well, and I think they've done the inheriting skill really well for this skin as well, which you don't always hear me say. So there we go, guys. That is everything I wanted to discuss on this video. If you have liked this video, please do click on that like, and if you could share my video and my channel in your Alliance chat, Province chat, through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be very much appreciated. What are your thoughts on this skin? Are you fed up to death of skins now, or were you quite happy to see Sakura get a skin? For those of you earlier in the game, have you been testing her out in, because obviously we all get the free trial. Are you seeing quite good results from her earlier in the game? What have other people been finding out in the arena today? I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. So there we go, guys. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.